want a second look.
Yeah, there's something about this one, isn't there? Familiar somehow.
We think we're stuck in a specific fragment in time, and we've been repeating that same fragment over and over again.
But the flirting's over, Sherlock. Daddy's had enough now.
Hello, welcome to You've Seen It Before, TV reviews and connections in mind. Halo has dropped its second season on Paramount Plus. All 8 episodes of the new season are now streaming there. And this is once again pick up where we left off with the previous season with Pablo Schreiber once again donning the helmet of John 117, aka Master Chief. We see that the Covenant are making big moves across the galaxy. However, when Master Chief gets a tip that something might be amiss and his superiors aren't paying attention to him, he takes it upon himself to save humanity and fight for the future. Now, this review will contain spoilers of Halo Season 2. I'll be doing my spoiler-free thoughts first, though, so just so you know, there'll be some spoilers later on in this review, but first and foremost, let's get into some spoiler-free thoughts on Halo Season 2. Is it worth watching? Doing a nice binge watch. It's about 8 hours worth of content, maybe a little bit more. I would say if you're a fan of the Halo franchise, or if you really liked the previous Halo Season 1 of the show, I think, or maybe you weren't quite on board with the first season, I would say the second season definitely is an improvement over the first season. However, it repeats a lot of that season's mistakes. And what I mean by that is there is, it's not a bad thing that it's focusing more on character work than just shooting aliens or whatever, which you would think is the main portion of the if you're going to adapt a Halo game to the series, that'd be all that it is. But of course, no, you need some character work, and they do better character work in Season 2 than I think they did in Season 1. Specifically, there's a new recurring character who pops up here, namely Christina Rodlo, who plays Corporal Talia Perez, and she is a survivor of a UNSC survivor off a planet that was decimated by the Covenant. And she was saved by Master Chief, and she looks up to him. They have a nice little bonding thing going on there, and that's great. I love that we had that going there. There's a great relationship going on here, but then the show can kind of goes and looks at other stuff for a while. When it goes to the other stuff is not nearly as interesting, in my opinion, as the Master Chief stuff, which is what I felt with Season 1, which, by the by, this is more of a sin on Paramount Plus than anything. When I started Season 2, I hadn't rewatched Season 1 up until then. I knew enough about it, at least I thought I did. They did not put a, Season 1 recap previously on before you just launching right into the action of Season 2. And then when they start bringing that character, it's like, wait, who is this person? Why do we care about this person? And there's a lot of that going on, and that is a huge bummer. And really, bringing back stuff like, there's the whole, Dr. Halsey thing going on. She had the whole thing in Season 1, but then, I wasn't a big fan of that whole dynamic, and now we're bringing her back for Season 2. There's a whole thing with Quan and the other Spartan who left the program to start a family, and his troubles are going on, and it's like, I don't care about any of that, and that they keep cutting back to it, and I feel like it's just for the sake of, you need more characters than just Master Chief, and, they're putting in like little nuggets as to like, okay, this character, they're here solely to introduce these characters later down the road. It's like, okay, cool. Was that truly necessary? No. But here it is anyway. So that's kind of my opinion. And also, this is a slight, this is a light spoiler, but this is more of a PSA than anything else. If you were like me, and you were disappointed in season 1 where it's like, all right, we've got the show called Halo. We're gonna spend some time on Halo. When season 1, you had flashbacks to the Halo, couples, maybe a minute or two of worth of flashback or visions of the Halo, and that's it. Here in season 2, the Halo does show up. We spend time on the Halo. That's really only the last 20 minutes of the last episode is spent on Halo, and that's it. It's like, and even then, in that 20 minutes, it's cut back and forth between various other characters going on, off that. So it's really more like 10 or 15 minutes total time on the Halo. And I'm like, really? Why? I mean, that's really all I can come up with there as far as, this shouldn't be this hard, and that's what really brings the show down for me. Again, some of the positives, Pablo Schreiber as Master Chief, he does a good job. They do a lot of good character work with Riz, the other, not Riz, Kai. Kai is the other main Spartan that we see her do stuff with other training other the next generation of Spartans. So that's a fun element that we could bring in there. So there is some good stuff, and also I will say the action. I didn't mind the action in the first season. I think a lot of people were saying that they didn't like the CGI. It looks terrible. It's like, I mean, these are weird alien creatures that don't exist in nature. What do you want? It's like, they're not going to look photorealistic no matter what you do. And for what it was in here, I think it worked just fine on that front. So, really, that's all I have to say spoiler-free wise. I have some nitpicks, and I'll wait to talk about the spoiler element of things. But if I was going to give Halo Season 2 a letter grade, I would say this is a B-, in my opinion. Better than average. I think better than the previous Halo season, but I'm waiting for season 3 to say it's like, all right, let's see what else you got, and enough teasing already, right? So so those are my spoiler-free thoughts on Halo Season 2. Now let's get into some spoiler talk as certain plot developments and character arcs that may seem familiar to you and where you may have seen them before. With this series, it's very sci-fi heavy, obviously. There's going to be some sci-fi elements that are repeated. Specifically, I noticed, when, I forget the one Spartan's name, who, he's got the ship and they're flying out, or it's his wife, I guess. They're trying to commandeer a ship and escape this port so they can pursue her son or something, and space doors are closing. It's hard not to think of Star Trek 3, The Search for Spock in that regard. Also, the continuing with Star Trek, the space insertions of the Spartans, in their spacesuits flying towards the Covenant ship, trying to board it that way. Very similar to Star Trek Into Darkness, with Kirk and Khan trying to board the Vengeance or whatever on that front. So there's that comparison to me. Also, and I believe, I forget which episode it was, but there was a awesome elevator, escape where, the guy's captured and then he beats them up and then he escapes. Hard not to think of Captain America Winter Soldier on that front. It wasn't quite as good as, Captain America's fight was, but still reminiscent of that. So I'm sure there's other things I could, I'm not going to do, episode by episode breakdowns of various things that were seen before. Those are just the ones that stuck out in my mind. This is more of a historical comparison, theme-wise. You got the thing of the new head of the Spartan program on ONI, and he has the announcements who he knows the Covenant's coming to attack Reach, but he basically does nothing about it, and then Reach falls. You could say that that's kind of, various conspiracy shenanigans, but, maybe think of, the various conspiracy theories, like with the attack on Pearl Harbor, with, breaking the code, and, we knew that Japanese were doing something right up until Pearl Harbor, but, it's like, oh, we didn't do anything about it. It's like, calm down. there are reasons why that's not true, but it's similar on that. But also, as far as my nitpick goes, it's like you have the fall of Reach is depicted very well. You couldn't even throw in like a little Easter egg unless I missed it. Like even like on the radio with like calls like something about Noble Team. It's like you got Halo Reach there. It's like you couldn't throw in just a little bit of a nod there. No, all right, fine. But that's more of a nitpick on my front. And also, they're introducing the Flood here. That's really the only reason why Quan is still around in this show. It's like, okay, cool. Me personally, the Flood was my least favorite element of the Halo games, and I'm not all that excited to revisit the Flood on that front. But hey, it's if it means we're gonna season 3, we're gonna finally get into more of a adaptation of the first game, Halo Combat Evolved. That would be something. And along those lines, you couldn't, when they got the big space battle going on around the Halo, you couldn't even, again, put like a little Easter egg in like one of the ships in that flotilla is called the Pillar of Autumn. You couldn't do that. It's like there's so many missed opportunities like that in the show. That kind of frustrates me. But anyway, that's my main thoughts on Halo Season 2. What did you think of the season? Did you like it? Did you not like it? What about my analysis? Do you agree, disagree? Did I miss anything? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate whatever audience I can get. Be sure to look for my next movie review, which will be for Godzilla X Kong, The New Empire, as well as keep an eye out. I don't think I'm going to be doing a episode-by-episode reactions this time around, but I will be doing, at very least, a season review of the 5th and final season of Star Trek Discovery, which the first episodes of that final season are set to air this coming week, April 5th, I believe. So be sure to look for that. And if you like this video or any other video on my channel, please give me a like, share, and especially subscribe. I would very much appreciate it. Again, thank you so much for watching. Just remember, there is nothing new under the sun. And yes, you have seen it before.